Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Jason Clark, and it will be my privilege and pleasure to be your Master of Ceremony for today's ceremony. On behalf of Wayne State University and the Department of Athletics, I welcome each of you to the 45th Annual Athletic Hall of Fame celebration. Today's event is an opportunity to remember, reflect, and showcase the very best of Wayne State athletics. On behalf of the athletic department, coaches, and staff, it gives us great pleasure to have all of you share in this special occasion. Here to provide a brief welcome, first on behalf of current student athletes and a representative of the volleyball program, Taylor Wagner. Taylor is also president of the Wayne State Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Taylor?
Good afternoon. My name is Taylor Wagner. I'm a junior on the women's volleyball team. As mentioned before, I'm also SAC president. I'm currently in my first year of nursing school, and I'm also a leader for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Ministry here on campus. On behalf of the athletic department and my fellow student athletes, we'd like to congratulate the Hall of Fame class of 2020. As student athletes, we appreciate and commend you on all that you accomplished during your time here on campus. This athletic community is our home and a place where you can blossom, not just as an athlete, but as an individual, a servant, and a leader. I hope that today is a day of fond memories and joy as you reflect and remember your careers as Warriors. I just want to say welcome home, Hall of Fame, class of 2020, and go Warriors.
President Wilson.
Thank you. You know, this is always such a special day. We're delighted to welcome some of our most talented people back on campus. You know, we do this every year, and it is always such a humbling experience because the people we honor are just so great. And, you know, I was a student athlete back in the day, and I thought I was pretty good, but then when I read about all these accomplishments of our student athletes, it's like, wow. It truly is very humbling. I do want to thank members of our Board of Governors for being here today. They were introduced earlier. We're here to celebrate our newest inductees to the Athletics Hall of Fame. I just want to say that you make us all very proud. As exhibited through your many athletic accomplishments and your academic excellence, you truly exemplify our motto, Warrior Strong. Where there were expectations, you exceeded them. Where there were records, you broke them. The lessons you learned in the classrooms undoubtedly helped your career, but the lessons from competition, how to strive for excellence and support your teammates, how to win magnanimously and lose graciously, how to give everything you've got when everything is on the line. Those lessons will serve you a lifetime. You're in good company in Wayne State's Athletics Hall of Fame. Today, you join a very distinguished and growing class of Wayne State players and coaches whose accomplishments are so exceptional, we want them to be remembered in perpetuity. The Hall of Fame Class of 2020 inductees will bring the membership total to more than 250. Members include Olympians, conference, regional, and national champions, former professional athletes, coaches, administrators, and individuals who have demonstrated tremendous personal interest in Wayne State's athletic programs. Each of you excelled not only on the field, but in the classroom and the community as well. You led by example, and our current student athletes are working hard to follow in your footsteps. In the fall 2019, we had 50 student athletes with a 4.0 GPA. 72% of our student athletes have a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or above. 46% of all student athletes have cumulative GPA of 3.5 or above, and 16 out of 17 teams have above a cumulative 3.0 GPA, with the 17th team at a 2.97. Last year, our student athletes recorded a total of 10,280 community service hours. Our student athletes have totaled 74,017 community service hours in the past 7 years. Wayne State finished in the top 10% in the nation in the annual NACDA Directors Cup standings. This recognizes the Division II schools with the most competitive success. To the new inductees, most of you have been out of school for at least a few years, and you've had a chance to test the value of your Wayne State degree. Judging from the feedback we get from employers, Wayne State graduates are well prepared for the world of work. I would say this is doubly true of our student athletes, because the same discipline and commitment you applied in your athletic endeavors will put you on a path of success in all walks of life. We hope that you'll share your Wayne State stories with your friends, families, and colleagues. You are the university's best ambassadors. When others look at your success, they see very plainly the value of a Wayne State experience. Thank you for all you do, for all your giving for Wayne State, your very, very best efforts. You inspire us all. Thank you.
And with us this afternoon to give remarks in his 20th year as Director of Athletics at Wayne State, Mr. Rob Fournier.
My wife gave me some great advice before I came up here. She said, you got a lot of Board of Governors here today. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, that's great. And she says, don't screw up. And I said, well, what about the president and his wife? They're here. She says, he sees you screw up daily. Okay, positive way to get me started here. Every year I have coaches that come up to me and they always tell me, boy, this person is great. They're going to be in the Hall of Fame someday. And I always think to myself, well, maybe, maybe not. I mean, there's so many things you can't predict when you come to school. It's that transition from high school to college, the academic coursework, the demands of a new coach, getting along with teammates, getting orientated to a new environment. And of course, the opposition, they get better too. So the group that makes it, it's a pretty select group. And I think what we've assembled here today is 6 of our best. I'm going to take a minute just to go through and introduce you to some of them, about some of their accomplishments, and a little bit about their history. Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie the Bear. Ever since Jim Henson introduced the Muppets in 1955, it's as if they appeared everywhere. They were in movies, cartoons. They seem to be celebrity guests with all kinds of people. But who would have ever thought that they would end up on the pool deck of the NCAA National Championships in 2012? Ma-na-na-na-na, ma-na-na-na. I did promise you a little song and dance, right? I'm getting ahead of myself here. Why would the Muppets theme song be played on the pool deck of the NCAA Championships? Well, you see, in the preliminary rounds, after they've decided who has the best times, when you advance to the championship round, those final 8, the person with the best time, well, they get to pick the music that those 8 walking up to the platform have to listen to. Kayla chose the Muppets theme song. Not exactly Motown, but it worked. As Barry Gordy would tell you, it's always the music. You see, the background to that was that when Kayla came to Wayne State, she was a very talented swimmer, but literally in her career, she had some stops and starts. In fact, her freshman year in a meet at Oakland University, she just stopped in the middle of the race and got out of the pool. Sean Peters knew he would have to do something to help a talented swimmer achieve her best. It was the pre-race trepidation that was getting to her. The solution? Music. Sean told her that, Kayla, you have to remember that when you stand at the starting block and when you get out of the pool at the end, you're exactly the same person. Nothing changes in between there. It's just a race. Kayla, as a person, is the same person who started and the same person that ended, regardless of the result. Coaching genius. Hell, Hall of Fame genius. Kayla was a 7-time national champion, including in 2012, winning the 100 breaststroke and then repeating as that same event, the national champion in 2014. What's so significant about that is those in-between year where she lost the championship. The fact that she was resolved to become that champion again is a testament to what it is to be in the Hall of Fame. Hard work, perseverance, commitment, and some good music. She was a member of 5 national relays that won the championship, including twice in the 200 freestyle, twice in the 200 medley, and once in the 400 medley. In the year when Wayne State won that national championship in 2012, she was a 6-time first-team All-American and took 4 national championships. I asked Kayla, what did she take away from her experience at Wayne State? She told me, well, it's where I met my husband. It's where I met my best friend. It's where we won a national championship. And I would say today we could add a 4th, induction into the Hall of Fame. Ma-na-na-na-na, ma-na-na-na. Kayla, stand up.
Kayla Scott Papp, please come forward. Kayla Scott Papp was a 4-year swimming letter winner, 2011 to 2014, a native of Rochester, Michigan. She was a 17-time All-American and 7-time national champion. A little history with Kayla. 2 years before she came in, Wayne State had a swimmer, Courtney Roberts, who was the 2-time champion in the 100 breaststroke. Anna Gonzalez Pena was a junior. Anna finished second to Courtney in 2010 and was the 2011 national champion. That was Kayla's freshman year. Kayla finished second that year, won it as a sophomore. Young woman from Simon Fraser in Canada, messed up her junior year, and then came back to repeat as a senior, where she set a new NCAA record in the preliminaries and then broke her own national record that night in the finals of the 100 breaststroke, becoming the first woman in NCAA history to go sub 101 in the 100 breaststroke. So Kayla earned 2 degrees from Wayne State, her psychology degree followed by a master's in industrial and organizational psychology. She is the 8th student athlete ever to be a 2-time COSIDA Academic All-American and was a 2-time GLIAC Commissioner Award recipient. Rob, President Wilson, it gives me great pleasure to present Kayla Scott Papp for induction into the Wayne State University Athletics Hall of Fame.
All right. I feel like I have to soak this in for a minute. Look at everyone that's here. The college student in me never left, and I procrastinated and wrote this at midnight last night. Of course, I did practice in front of my husband, but I'm not quite sure how much he was listening while he was falling asleep on the couch. I think it was like 12:30. So I honestly, I can't believe that I'm standing in front of you all here today. Something this big, it really makes you think about all the moments that led up to this big moment. So I was thinking maybe we should start back at my childhood. How's that sound? Good? I'm kidding. I will not start at my childhood. But I will start with when I was in my early years of a swimmer. One of my first coaches ever told me that nerves were a good thing. They're a good thing in that they mean that you care. I've carried this phrase with me throughout my entire swimming career, and even to this day, I share the same advice to my own swimmers. For some, though,
these nerves take on a new meaning. They become an anxious web of thoughts, obsessions, and emotions that can make you feel helpless and trapped. For some, these nerves make you question if you should follow your dreams of competing in college. But if you have an empathetic club coach who's a really good listener, their support just might help you make it through. For some, these nerves make you feel embarrassed to miss a practice because some days you cannot tame your own thoughts. If you have an understanding group of teammates who take the time to listen and help you laugh the stress away, their support might just help you make it through. For some, these nerves make it almost impossible to focus and find the courage to stand behind the block ready to race. If you have a caring college coach that gives you the great advice of creating your own world by jamming out to music before you swim, their support just might help you make it through. And I know that's not groundbreaking, but it sure as heck helped me. For some, these nerves make some days feel so heavy that you crave familiarity to help ground you. If you have a compassionate set of parents who are willing to talk for hours on end over the phone, or just to drive downtown to have lunch with you on a Friday, their support just might help you make it through. For some, these nerves eat away at your confidence, forcing you to constantly doubt your abilities and work ethic. If you're able to fall in love with the teammate who can build you up and bring you back to life, their support just might help make it through. By the way, that teammate's now my husband, Jordan. And he's just happy that I'm going to be hyphenating my last name on the plaque. So, there's no greater feeling than being able to carry the title of student athlete, a title that comes with great responsibility. Any past or present athlete in the room can attest to the truth of that statement. Athletes are no strangers to anxiety. I was no stranger to anxiety. The pressures to perform can be overwhelming, to say the least. But building yourself up with the right people can help you tenfold. Lending an ear, showing compassion, and trying to understand someone's struggles goes such a long way. And I am one example out of a million. Standing here today, reflecting back on all of the trials and the celebrations, and most importantly, all the people who helped me, they are the true force behind my accomplishments. My teammates, my family, my coaches, and my husband. Thank you. I'm so glad I committed to swim here at Wayne State a decade ago. Little did I know that I was truly going to become a warrior. Thank you.
That's the class of 20 and 20. But the thing that you don't really realize is how great they are just as people. You try to give a little glimpse, but I can tell you this. If you were a father or a mother, you'd be proud to have a son or daughter like that. Or a brother or sister, or a niece or a nephew, or a cousin. They're just exceptional young people. And although we could never tell how much time is left on the stopwatch of life, I'm sure as they continue on their journey, they're going to continue to touch people and change lives. You know, some people make teams better, but the true mark of a champion is people that make teammates better. And that's what these 6 did. There's an old line a coach told me all the time. It's a funny thing about life. If you refuse to accept nothing but the best, that's usually what you'll end up with. Ladies and gentlemen, this is some of our best. Congratulations. Welcome home. It's my pleasure to introduce the class of 2020. If you all want to help me unveil this thing, we'll do it.
Lift it up. There you go.
Yes. Why don't you guys stand around here? We'll get some pictures of you.
Yeah, 3 and 3, or yeah, you can see them. Yeah, we'll set it up different.